you asked me a question about Brics and Russia, and I'm giving you the answer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not giving you an answer because I don't like America.
What are your views with Brics?
Brics is a contentious group, to put it mildly. I think that the idea of not being someone created Brics. In other words, we are not the G8, rather than what are we? So that's, for me, when you set up an organization of people based on what we're not going to be, you have a problem. You have a problem about a dream. So I think Brics is an excellent idea, but it's unable to really exist at the start of the idea. I mean, South Africa's involvement as a small nation compared to especially Russia, India, and China is one thing. Brazil's relationship is also post-colonial, you understand. As an African living in Africa, I like the idea that organizations work together, but also as a global person, I just think that what the Russians and Chinese are up to in terms of what their needs are, nation-state needs are, is counterintuitive when it comes to what Brazil, South Africa, and India want, particularly India and China, because India and China are in competition over the Himalayas region. And to be sitting in the same box, if you like, pretending to be all friends, when we have serious territorial disputes, is, it's just crazy. And also our human rights record. South Africa likes to pride itself, although there's some shambolic recent things have taken place. We like to pride ourselves on not doing deals with dictators or being part of the oppressive world. And here we are in a relationship with China, which has put 1 million Uyghurs into concentration camps. And there's no freedom. There's no freedom of voting. I mean, India is a democracy. You can vote. Whatever you think about parties and politically is separate from this, but you can technically vote. It's the same in South Africa, the same in Brazil, but you cannot do that in Russia and China. And yet they're sitting in the same group. So I think that there's a tension there, philosophical tension, that I think is real and is just fudged by people who like to have a narrative of, at least we're not American. We can all agree we don't like America. Well, that's all good and well, but what do you actually agree on? You don't agree on borderlines. You don't hardly agree on currencies. 1 minute it's the renminbi yuan, next minute it's the ruble. What is it? What is it going to be? So
they're making a new
that's
one.
My view.
They're making a new one, right? Brics, a cryptocurrency. There's a proposing.
Well, I think there is a new one called blockchain. So that will probably end up with Chinese misgivings about it. But I think because the Russians are into blockchain, and the Indians, and the South Africans, and the Brazilians, it's just the Chinese are in two minds about this blockchain business. But why not use that? But I'm with you. I mean, we've been talking about currencies for Brics since the start, 2013-14. I don't see it ever happening, because in reality is China is the big boy in the room. So in the Brics Bank, they've got by far the most money invested in the Brics Bank, the New Development Bank as it's known. Where is it based? Shanghai, or Beijing. So it's not based in Rio de Janeiro, and it's not based in Delhi. So, there are issues here that Brics is good because it's not the EU, but that's why it's good. It's not good because it's Brics. And I think that the BRIC leaders need to figure that out.
It was in the news that if Putin comes to South Africa, he needs to be arrested immediately. But there was some video that they won't do it. And what the ICC has to say, what do you comment on this whole situation?
Well, I mean, the ANC and MK that we were talking about minutes ago were supported by Russia during the struggle. And there's a relationship between the ANC government now and Russia. So that's put them into a spot of bother, to put it mildly. The Russian invasion of Ukraine is supported by quite a high percentage of South Africans, based on the fact that Russia supported South African freedom movements during apartheid. And it's a romantic illusion, basically, now, because we're in the modern world, but you can understand the need, the emotions around that. So that's the one thing. But the second thing is we are a member of the ICC. We are a signed member, and America is not. So for America to tell us to arrest Putin when he arrives because we're members of the ICC is a bit rich. But having grown up in the period of apartheid and seen dictators at work shooting people, I mean, my personal opinion is that Putin should be in jail already. But that's my personal opinion. The geopolitical thing here is that there's no ways that anyone would touch him, because there'd just be carnage and chaos. We knew some months ago that he wouldn't be coming to BRICS. I mean, to the BRICS summit in South Africa. So for him now to say, I'm pulling out, is a bit rich. Lavrov, his foreign minister, is coming. And we've forgotten our past. The party of Gandhi which is the ANC, the party of Mandela, was going to entertain a man who's firing missiles into creches in Ukraine, who's blowing up churches last night, who's attacking civilians, and setting off devices that are killing lots of people in cities. He's a war criminal. So, and his future, I'm sure we will all see in a patchy way in the future. So, but you asked me a question about Brics and Russia, and I'm giving you the answer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not giving you an answer because I don't like America.
Watch full podcast on Rocklaz.
Rocklaz Radio.
Rocklaz.
Rocklaz.
Rocklaz Radio with Tanmay, Shah.